You checked your bank account the morning after your first bigger paycheck cleared, and something felt wrong immediately. The number was higher, but your account by the end of that month looked exactly like it always had. Not a dollar more saved, not a dollar more invested, not one single financial position actually improved. Your raise did not make you richer. It made your lifestyle more expensive and disguised it as progress. There's a psychological trap that activates the exact moment your income goes up, and almost nobody catches it happening. It does not feel like a trap because every purchase feels completely justified, completely reasonable, completely earned. But by the time you notice the damage, 12 months of raises have already disappeared into a life that costs 12 months more to run. Picture Joseph standing at a checkout counter, tapping his card against the reader for a $43 lunch without blinking. 6 months earlier, that same Joseph was packing a $7 meal from home and not thinking twice about it. The card tap takes less than 1 second, produces no physical sensation, removes no object from his hand. That frictionless 1-second moment is the entire mechanism behind why your raise vanished without a single dramatic decision. Researchers who study payment psychology have consistently found that card payments reduce the feeling of financial loss by up to 83% compared to cash. When you hand over 4 paper bills for a $40 item, your brain registers a real and uncomfortable transaction. When you tap a card for that same $40, your brain registers almost nothing, and that silence is expensive. Your raise arrived as digits on a screen, your spending increased as digits on a screen, and nothing ever felt like a subtraction. You're not spending more because you are careless, you're spending more because your brain is reacting exactly as it was designed to react. The lifestyle trap is not a character flaw, but the financial damage it produces is completely identical to one. Every time your income increased, your brain quietly updated its internal reference point for what feels normal to spend. Behavioral economists call this hedonic adaptation, the process where the new level immediately becomes the baseline, not the reward. A $30 dinner was once a treat that felt significant, deliberate, and worth noting in your mind. After 6 weeks at the new income level, that same $30 dinner is Tuesday, and $50 is the new treat. The card is the instrument that makes every step of this escalation feel like nothing is actually changing. Cash creates a physical countdown. You open your wallet, you see fewer bills. The subtraction is visible and real. A card creates no countdown. Your balance lives somewhere invisible, checked only when you choose to look. Most people at a new income level choose not to look because looking has never felt urgent before. Your brain is also running a powerful justification engine that frames every upgrade as something you simply now deserve. That engine does not announce itself. It speaks in perfectly reasonable sentences like, "I work hard," and "this is a small thing." Until you name the engine out loud, it keeps running silently underneath every card tap, every app purchase, and every upgraded subscription tier. Joseph now earns $9,000 more per year than he did 18 months ago. His monthly subscriptions increased by $47, his grocery spend increased by $90, and his dining out increased by $120. His car payment increased by $210 because the raise made a better car feel like an obvious and logical next step. Adding those 4 increases together produces $467 disappearing from his paycheck every single month. $467 multiplied by 12 months equals $5,604 erased from his raise each year. His $9,000 raise is now functionally a $3,396 raise, and that number is still shrinking. $3,396 invested annually at a 7% average return becomes $143,000 over 25 years. That $143,000 is not a rounding error. That is a retirement timeline shifting by years. Every lifestyle upgrade that felt like a reward was quietly purchasing a longer working life in exchange. The trap does not feel like loss because the spending is spread across 17 small decisions, never one large one. The fix is not a spreadsheet, not a budget category, and not a motivational decision to simply spend less. The fix is a single rule called the 50% capture, applied immediately the moment any income increase arrives. The rule is rigid and it's deliberately uncomfortable. 50% of every raise or income increase is redirected before you ever touch it. Not 50% of what's left after the month, 50% the day the higher paycheck clears, automatically transferred out. Joseph sets up a direct transfer of $450 on the exact day his new salary hits his checking account. That $450 moves to a separate account at a different bank, one that has no attached debit card. No attached debit card means no frictionless tap, no invisible subtraction, no silent lifestyle creep reaching that money. The remaining 50% of the raise is available. Joseph can spend it, upgrade something small, or just absorb it into daily life. But the first 50% is already gone from the spending environment before his brain has finished updating its new normal. The capture happens before the adaptation, and that sequencing is the entire reason the system works when willpower alone never does. On the day your next paycheck reflects any income increase, open your banking app before you do anything else with that money. Calculate exactly 50% of the net increase, not the gross figure, the actual after-tax dollars that landed in your account. Transfer that exact figure to a separate savings or investment account you have set up specifically to receive this money. If you do not already have a separate account, open one before your raise is processed. Most banks approve a new account in under 4 minutes online. Name that account something specific and functional, not something motivational. Call it Raise Capture, not Dream Fund. Remove any debit card linked to that account immediately and do not enable instant transfers back to your checking account. Set the transfer to recur automatically on the same day each month so the decision is made exactly once, never again. For the remaining 50%, write down 3 specific things you are actually choosing to upgrade, not a vague sense of living better. Those 3 specific upgrades should be named, priced, and capped. For example, one streaming service at $17, one better gym at $45, done. Every other spending category stays at its pre-raise level for a minimum of 90 days before any review is considered. After 90 days, check your captured account balance, calculate its projected annual total, and compare it to what your previous financial position looked like. That comparison is the only data point that will make the system feel worth continuing. Not motivation, not discipline, just the visible number. The trap works because your brain measures wealth by comparing your current life to your previous life, not to your actual balance. When your life feels better than last year, your brain reports financial progress regardless of what your account actually shows. This is why people earning $200,000 per year can feel financially anxious, while people earning $60,000 feel secure. Security is not produced by income level. Security is produced by the gap between what you earn and what your life costs to run. Your goal is not a higher income. Your goal is a widening gap, and a raise only widens the gap if you refuse to let the lifestyle catch up. Every upgrade you don't make is not deprivation. It's a purchase of the gap, the only purchase that actually compounds over time. Joseph does not feel restricted by the 50% capture rule. He feels it in the account balance, and that feeling is more powerful than any dinner upgrade. The card tap will always feel like nothing, and that feeling will never change, so the system has to change around it. You're not fighting your spending, you're engineering the environment so that your brain never gets access to the choice in the first place. The lifestyle trap cannot catch money that's already gone before the adaptation begins. If you've ever gotten a raise and then wondered 90 days later where it actually went, this system is the direct answer to that specific experience. Run the 50% capture on your next paycheck and come back here in 30 days to tell Joseph what the captured number looks like. Subscribe to Joseph Finance right now, because next week the channel is showing you exactly why card spending erodes your budget 53% faster than cash does. That next video is the mechanical follow-up to everything this one just explained, and skipping it leaves the biggest part of this system incomplete. Drop your current raise amount in the comments below, not your salary, just the raise, and watch how quickly others recognize exactly the same trap happening in their own accounts.